Hey, listen, there are messages you hear and forget, and then there are messages that shake something inside your spirit. And this is one of those messages. This is not a soft devotional. This is not something that you play in the background and ignore. No, this is a prophetic wake up call for the person who is suddenly feeling like life has become harder, life has become heavier, and more intense than it should be. You know, the funny part is they don't tell you this part. They don't warn you about the side of anointing. Nobody teaches about it on those Sunday mornings because when God truly anoints you, life does not become softer. Life does not become easier or move predictably. No, life becomes more dangerous. This is the part that most people never mention. And real anointing does not attract comfort, it actually attracts a lot of conflict. The moment heaven places its mark on you, hellfire reports against you. The moment God identifies you as the chosen one, the enemy identifies you as a threat. And suddenly, the paths that were once smooth now feel like they are covered in thorns. Doors that used to open for you now feel like they have been shut without a proper explanation. People that once understood you now stare at you with confusion and distance. And you begin to ask yourself certain questions. Why did my life shift the moment I obeyed God? Why did warfare increase the moment I said yes to Him? It's not because you messed up, don't get it wrong. It's not because you missed a step. No, it's because your obedience activated a level of spiritual visibility you didn't have before. You didn't do anything wrong. You simply became too powerful to ignore by the enemy. And if lately everything in your life has been shaking, it's been shifting, and it's been breaking or resisting, I want you to take a deep breath. It may not be a breakdown. It may be the loudest confirmation that you are dangerously anointed by God. And the pressure around you is proof that the oil is in your life. So today we are going to walk through the signs that shows that you are not just called, not just gifted, but you are carrying an anointing so strong that the enemy adds to reorganize hell just to contain your potential. Let's dive into it. So sign number one, intense spiritual warfare for no obvious reasons. So, a person with dangerous anointing does not need to do anything wrong to be under attack. No, your existence alone is enough to stir warfare. You can wake up in the morning and suddenly feel a heaviness that didn't belong to you yesterday. You can be going through a perfectly normal day and out of nowhere, your emotions start collapsing. Your mind gets cloudy and your peace gets tested, or fear tries to invade your chest. These moments aren't coincidences, they are confirmations from God. Because you have to understand that the enemy does not waste resources on people who carry nothing. The enemy is very strategic. He targets what carries the oil, the anointing oil. He fights what carries promises, and he pressures what carries potential. And that is why the anointed often experience invisible battles no one else around them can see or understand. You may look strong on the outside, but deep inside you, you feel the weight of a war you never asked for. When you look at the verse of Ephesians 6, verse 12, it reminds us that we are wrestling against powers and principalities we cannot see. And when your spirit has been noticed in the unseen realm, you begin to feel pressure in the natural. You are not weak. You are not losing your mind. No, what you're feeling is your calling echoing, okay, into the spiritual world. What you're seeing is the weight of your destiny being detected by darkness. And the battle is not proof that God has left. Bear that in mind. The battle is proof that God is present. The battle is evidence that your life carries influence heaven refuses to waste. Be mindful that you're not in this alone. God is with you, and don't be shocked when certain things like this start happening to you. So, number two, God separates you from people you love. You know, when God places dangerous anointing on a person, He begins to pull away comfort zones, okay? Familiar places and familiar people. And this is one of the most painful parts of being the chosen one. Friendships you thought would last forever start fading. People you trusted begin to drift away. Relationships shift without warning. And you feel like an outsider in every room that you once belonged to. But hear this clearly. Isolation is not rejection. Isolation is preparation. God separates you not to punish you, but to protect you. Before He elevates you in public, He shapes you privately. Before He trusts you with influence, He teaches you dependence. Look at the story of David, for example. Anointed as king by Samuel, yet sent back to the fields with sheep. Look at the story of Joseph. Joseph was given powerful dreams, yet thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and forgotten in prison. Their isolation was not abandonment, it was divine construction from God. And this is why, when you look at the verse of Amos 3, verse 3, it says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" Sometimes God separates you because your spirit no longer aligns with the people you love. You cannot walk into destiny while holding hands with those who are walking in a different direction. Separation is God's way of protecting your agreement with his purpose. When you are dangerously anointed, God hides you because he refuses to let the wrong voices shape your destiny. He removes distractions so he can sharpen your discernment. He pulls you away from the noises so that he can tune your ears to his voice. And sometimes being separated hurts so deeply that it feels like heartbreak, but it is holy heartbreak. And if you've been feeling unseen or disconnected lately, don't misunderstand it. Heaven isolates what it intends to elevate. Remember that. So, sign number 3, the enemy attacks your mind and emotions relentlessly. Now, one of the biggest indicators of dangerous anointings is the mental warfare that follows you. The enemy knows he cannot take your calling, so he goes after your clarity. He cannot touch your assignment, so he tries to disrupt your peace. He plants anxiety where God planted faith. He seeds mental noise to drown out God's voice. He fuels overthinking until you start doubting things God already confirmed. You wake up heavy for no natural reason. You pray, but your thoughts feel louder than your spirit. You smile, but inside you are battling exhaustion. You try to focus, but your mind is fighting shadows. And this is the kind of warfare that is not random. Elijah experienced it too. Right after calling the fire down from heaven, one of the greatest miracles occurred. He ran into the wilderness. Elijah ran into the wilderness. He collapsed under a tree and begged God to take his life. Now, why did Elijah do that? Because spiritual highs often attract mental lows. The enemy wants to drain your mind before you step into your miracle, just like he did with Elijah. He wants you exhausted before you reach the breakthrough. But hear this, your peace is proof of your power. If the enemy is after your mind, it's because your spirit is too strong to touch. Remember the book of Philippians 4, verse 7. It says, God's peace will guard your heart and mind. Meaning, the battle does not mean the anointing is gone. No, the battle means the anointing is working. So be mindful of that and be prepared for that. So, sign number 4, closed doors, divine delays, and painful redirections. Hear this out very seriously. When you carry dangerous anointing, God will intentionally slow your life down. Not because he's punishing you, but because he's preserving you. You will pray for opportunities that never happen or open. You will try to chase dreams that suddenly pause. You will try to step into things that collapse right when you are already in there. And in the moments, you wonder if you misheard God. You wonder if you missed a season. You wonder if something is wrong with you. But sometimes you have to realize that the very door you are praying for is the very door that God is blocking, because you have no idea what danger is on the other side. Every no sometimes is protection in disguise. Every delay is divine strategy. Joseph's dream. Let's look at Joseph's dream, for example. Joseph's dream did not come true immediately. It took betrayal, okay? It took slavery and false accusations. It took prison and it also took loneliness. Now look at what it did, and years of waiting before he ever saw the throne God had promised him. Think about that. Think about what Joseph went through. He went through a lot just for him to see the door that God had promised him, because he was anointed by God and he needed to be prepared by God. So, what you have to understand is that delay is not denial, it is development. God slows you down so your character can catch up with your calling. He holds you back so the foundation under you becomes unshakable, because premature promotion actually destroyed what divine preparation was meant to sustain. So if everything feels on hold, heaven is not punishing you. Heaven is actually perfecting you. So embrace that and trust in God. Sign number 5, you carry a fire inside you that refuses to die no matter what happens. This is the clearest sign of them all. No matter what life throws at you, something inside you refuses to quit. You may break down, You may cry yourself to sleep. You may feel unworthy. You may feel overwhelmed, tired, or frustrated, but somehow a spark still remains. A whisper, a pull, a quiet conviction that says, there is more for me. God is not finished with me. I was built for something greater than this moment. You feel that inside you, deep inside of you. That thing inside you, that unexplainable push is not personality. It's not stubbornness. It's not motivation. It is the anointing reminding you who you are. The anointing doesn't remove pain. It gives pain purpose. The anointing doesn't erase pressure. No, it turns pressure into strength. Paul once said this: we are pressed on every side, but not crushed. That is what dangerous anointing looks like. Pressure without distraction, fire without burnout, warfare without defeat. The attacks you survived didn't make you weaker, they made you a weapon. The storms you outlived didn't break your norm, they built you. And when God is done refining you, you won't just carry anointing, you will carry authority inside you. So trust in God. Number 6, people feel intimidated by you even when you say nothing. One of the clearest signs of God's anointing is the reaction you trigger in people who don't even know you well. You can walk into a room very quietly, politely, and minding your own business, yet some people immediately feel unsettled. They may not be able to explain why, but they feel something in your presence that confronts the part of themselves that they hide. They may actually smile in your presence and in your face, but secretly they feel threatened. They may avoid you, they may compete with you, they may talk about you or misunderstand you for no logical reason. And you sit there wondering, what exactly did I do? Why do people react to me like this? But you have to understand that the truth is very simple. Anointing exposes. Okay, anointing exposes. Your spirit is loud even when your mouth is silent. The grace you carry awakens the insecurities, the pride, the envy, and the ego in others. It unsettles anything that isn't aligned with God. Joseph, again, when you go back to Joseph, Joseph did not even open his mouth before his brothers started hating on him. No. So that already should give you a clear picture. David's mere presence made so uncomfortable just his presence. Jesus simply walked in truth and the Pharisees trembled. Okay? People sense your greatness before you do it. And because they can't control it, they fear it. Their reactions are not about you, they're about the glory that you carry inside of you. So remember that. So beware of this warning. So if these signs are showing in your life, listen very carefully. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are anointed, and your journey is proof of your calling. So please do not retreat. Rise, okay? Sharpen your faith and stay humble, stay hidden, stay obedient. Because when God finally reveals what He has been constructing in you behind the scenes, every battle, every tear, and every loss and every season of isolation will eventually make sense to you. So trust in God. He knows exactly what He is doing, and look out for these signs so that you can better know how to protect yourself and how to stay humble and have faith in God. So please, if you need to watch this video again, watch it, and please trust and believe in God. So He is actually working in your life. So if this message spoke to your spirit, type "I am anointed" in the comment section and believe that you are anointed. So this is all I had for you today. Thank you very much for watching. And if you feel encouraged, say something in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Frida, and I'm going to see you in my next one. For now, I am going to have to say my goodbye and believe that God is always with you. Thank you very much. Bye.